Oh, okay. The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 11, printed in House Report number 111-311, offered by Mr. Nye of Virginia.
Pursuant to House Resolution 853, the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Nye, and a member opposed will each control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Virginia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, today I rise to urge my colleagues to support a common sense yet necessary amendment which will make clear the Coast Guard's critical role in the homeland security of America. The Coast Guard's security mission is not new. Since 1790, the Coast Guard has served as America's principal law of the sea entity, with a maritime responsibility of 6 million square miles. However, today the Coast Guard must manage multiple security responsibilities as it faces the extremely difficult challenge of enforcing increasingly complex laws against highly sophisticated adversaries. Since 9/11, the U.S. has expanded dramatically its port security activities to the more than 300 U.S. ports and millions of Americans who live, work, or recreate near them. This is especially important to my constituents in Hampton Roads. I represent one of the largest ports in the United States, the Port of Virginia. The Port of Virginia is the deepest, newest, and biggest port on the East Coast, capable of handling ships loaded 26 containers across. Last month alone, Virginia's Norfolk International Terminal processed 89,359 container units. With the expanded reopening of the Panama Canal in 2014, the port will only grow, and it will be the mission of the Coast Guard to ensure the safety of all those affected by its commerce. The purpose of this amendment is simple. The Coast Guard is a multiple mission armed force that must have uninhibited freedom to flex its military and security powers and respond to numerous concerns and threats in the maritime domain. This amendment makes clear that this is the most important mission of the Coast Guard, and nothing shall hinder that responsibility. It is important to note that this amendment does not create new authorizations. It simply makes clear the continued importance of protecting our waterways and ports, maintaining defense readiness and coastal security, and securing our borders against aliens seeking to unlawfully enter the United States. Americans deserve to know that they will continue to be safe from maritime threats. This amendment does just that by clarifying the Coast Guard's homeland security missions. I commend to all my colleagues this common sense amendment, and I urge its support. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves his time. What? Gentleman from New Jersey.
Mr. Chairman, we accept the gentleman's amendment. Yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back his time. Gentleman from Virginia.
Would the gentleman yield?
I would yield.
I want to thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Chairman, I rise to support the amendment offered by the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Nye. It's an outstanding amendment. This amendment states that none of the provisions relating to marine safety included in H.R. 3619 would impair the authority of the Coast Guard to carry out its homeland security missions. I support the amendment and its intention and urge its adoption. That said, the Transportation Committee and the Coast Guard Subcommittee have examined the Coast Guard's performance of its marine safety mission in great detail and have significant concerns that the service has assigned inexperienced and unqualified individuals in many instances to conduct casualty investigations, vessel inspections, and other marine safety functions. The shortcomings in the program have been well documented by the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General, by retired Coast Guard Vice Admiral James Card, and by the committee's own examination of the Costco-Busan collision in San Francisco. And so certainly the provisions of this amendment will be extremely helpful in helping us, again, and helping the Coast Guard be most effective and efficient in its efforts, and it can only improve the bill and improve an already great organization, the United States Coast Guard, our thin blue line at sea. And with that, I'll yield back to the gentleman.
Gentleman from Virginia.
Thank the chairman. Thank the chairman of the committee and the subcommittee for support. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back his time. The question is on amendment offered by the gentleman from Virginia. Those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.